Hello, hello, hello. I'm standing now. Interesting. There's a difference when you stand than when you sit. There's all kinds of things that actors and things learn how to do. I guess I haven't learned. I'm learning now. You're watching me learn. Funny thing I found out while acting or learning how to act, be an actor, is that if I put high heels on, I turn into my actual self. Which it's complicated to whether that is a man or a woman, I guess. It depends on what type of clothing you're wearing, what type of environment you're in, what type of scene really overall is going on. There is a complicated mixture between body movement, mannerisms, body language, speech patterns, all these things. My guess is that this is a very English thing, very British thing, so we do it quite a lot. And of course it can be utilised as like a trans thing, or it cannot. But the problem is the clothes, you see, because I live in Australia, I can't wear big, long, flowing gowns and boots and such. And so I guess it can manifest like this by mistake, especially if there's a whole bunch of people telling people about it. And it is quite intoxicating if you give it a go. But it's complicated, isn't it? This world is complicated. When people dress up and tell us things, we need to never forget that there are people dressing up in front of us and telling us things. Yeah? That doesn't mean not to listen to them. I think the more effort they go to, the more you should perhaps listen to them, because perhaps they have something to say, perhaps they don't, but perhaps they do. Look at this. You were fooled by little strips of horizontal skin. You're fooled by flowing gowns. But are you fooled? No, this is a lot of work. This work used to translate into other activities. Actually, just getting in the habit of just doing it. Because this is the thing, it's like my frame has thousands and thousands and thousands of years of this type of nonsense, really slow, repeated murderers. You know what I mean? That's what we were. We were just very, very accurate and fast with a sword. And we wore high heels. If we were in fact men, I could in fact have a beard. I'd be quite terrifying if I was wearing pants. Horizontal bits of skin. Golly. But one important thing to know is that from this is a peaceful manifestation of a de-escalation of violence, so that violence is not the example that we're setting, because that would be a bad example to set, because violence is terrible. I think we can all agree. It's this is a territorial display. We just have a very interesting one that's very elaborate. And I've forgotten how elaborate it is. So every time I remember, I'm like, holy shit, that's right. You're doing all that shit. But yeah, I don't know. But the funny thing is, it's like once you're here, you're like, well, I don't care. I can present as whatever the fuck I want to. I don't give a shit. Really. I do make a point to not freak people out with it, because I think that's part of it. So maybe just some people got a little bit, I don't know, over the top, and then I think they've checked themselves on that. Camera's bad. And yeah, it's kind of it's the more energy you put in as well. Like you can get really relaxed. And that to me is relaxation. So weirdly, I have a counterintuitive reaction to get masculine so that I'm not seen to be relaxing, because I'm not allowed to relax because everyone has to keep working so hard. But my biological imperative of my ancestry is work is killing, or work is war. Do you get it? So I just am constantly at war until you all stop being weird. I don't know exactly how to fucking do this in Australia because it's too hot. And anyone that now wears a big jacket is like, we've had a whole series of things about this. Do you know what I mean? We need to get to terms with what this is. It's just our body movement. We are the least violent people on earth. We've civilized the whole thing. At every point, we have like 1,000 ways that we can make this worse. 1,000. 1,000. Every time we are getting better. So, yeah. You just all need to chill out. It's a natural part of the world. Is weird things. You need to This is just a new technology. It's going to make everything really weird. I didn't invent it. I have had to independently figure out, like, what's going on? What's going on with this? And then I can present lots of different personalities to kind of express that. It's very strange. Because the counterplay is like, it doesn't matter whether I go look in the mirror and look female, right? And then I'm just comfortable. That's all. It's such a weird thing. Being comfortable is the actual display. But then your whole thing is like, well, let's make him uncomfortable when he's comfortable. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? And this just seems and then we just all have to remember that we live somewhere very hot. I think we just need like wetsuits or something. I don't know. I've got no idea. But wetsuits suck. I think this weirdly is like the entirety of like the thing right now. Like everyone's going to be trying to have these like little wars, and then everyone else is just going to be like going like, well, what should I wear? And then it's going to get weird. That's going to overpower everything. We're going to be like, what should you wear? Yes. And then we're going to have like a massive discussion about what we wear. It's 11:11. And then everyone's going to laugh. And then we'll all be like, wars are silly. Wars are silly. Imagine that's it. Like that's the end of war there. It's like a badly told pun. And no one sees. I think that's hilarious. Anyway. Yeah, I suggest you try it. So it's all different things. Like I'm hanging on my belt there. That just gives me like support. Different clothes do different things. So finding your natural pattern of movement is going to be quite interesting. Like we're going to have to just, I don't know. Everybody is going to be consumed by this. And so we need processes. Processes to deal with it. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? So even like everything, basically, like you couldn't invent a better invention than fucking high heels to get balance and work on your coordination. It doesn't matter what you wear. So that's complicated as well. Don't exactly know how to make high heels not look like high heels or sound like high. So this is a problem. But as long as you can just get a bit of time. And even that. And then we're like, high heels were a thing given to women to elevate their bums to make them more appealing during sex. It's like, I don't think so. I think it was given to them so they didn't get kind of things from sitting too much while they're typing. I think it was like an exercise thing. Because the men were like fighting and playing sport and things like that. And in war, and that's like one generation. So what was all the things, or a lot of the things that men were actually just doing to like kind of look after women? We're like, okay, what do you want? We're gonna do this. Is that all right? Try this. All right. And then they just gobble around, like gobble, gobble, gobble. Fucking this was a device made to fucking and it's not that. It's not that at all. It's like a physical device to give you to get your body to work. And it's really concentrating because it holds you in an artificial position. It elevates and stimulates all this like thing. It's the ultimate simulator of like anything. Extreme running, like if you were running over things, if you were doing obstacle courses or something like that, a lot of the time you're up on your haunches and running. And then women have had their period of being able to develop this in peace and safety, and and it doesn't. It's for that. It's complicated. It's so weird. I can't believe how weird the world is. But we can't stick a fucking screen or like 17 screens in front of everyone and not expect some type of like massive adjustment periods. Yeah. I remember, it's so funny because it was like, I remember being always being comfortable. And then it's like, I start remembering now and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it was. We were exposed to this thing that like weakened us by like imitative behavior, because we are imitative beings. We're very vulnerable to suggestion. Any way that we're suggested to, like, oh, your body doesn't work. Oh, you look like a fucking thing. Oh, and it's like, it's not just, this isn't a national thing. This is a human thing. This is everybody's doing this in every single group all the time. That's where the fucking thing is. Group dynamics. It's not fucking national or international fucking thing. It's all group dynamics. Because of course it is. The moment you're elevating like some type of, and like this, you've got to give them a break because they've done really well. Anyone who's in this position, they've elevated to this position because they're really good at what they do. And they actually have a really united vision for something good because they have to. Yeah, it is actually quite easy to kill someone. So if they're being an absolute nutcase, like, no, it's not making sense, they get killed. You know what I mean? The world just gets rid of them. So everyone has to understand that. And then there's like just a gentle suggestion. Hey, it's group dynamics on the individual basis that is leading to all the trouble. And that's because we've only been shown artificial, like contrived versions of these. Whereas we used to just develop them and then regulate each other's. Like this is the class system. Like there just is, if you have a wealth like spectrum of rich and poor, and this is like this isn't just monetary wealth, this is like all types of wealth, which we've had in time. So this will inevitably create a division between wealthy and not wealthy, and then there will be a harmonious point in the middle where they interact, and they do that by creating these fucking things about each other. So, and this is like both the sides have been used, and then we go, oh, of course both sides have been used because there are two sides. So hence both sides of those things, like our amazing fucking biodome, biosphere, ecological, like supercomputer will inevitably work out the best strategy from both perspectives and then meet in the middle with harmony. That's what fucking the world does. God, I'm gonna get me cold. I'm going to put my jacket right up. See, I don't even need to. This is what the weathermen have been doing for fucking hundreds of years. Have there been weathermen? There needs to be Stone Age weathermen. Honestly, that's such a funnier version of the Stone Age. Stone Age weathermen. Hello. Today because of course there were. I love how they're like, nah, Stone Age fucking, they're all the same and they were just this one monotonous. It's like, what? You don't think some individual wackiness emerged in the days when everyone was just skirting around in the forest, being chased by tigers? I'd say there was a few fucking individualized fucking versions that independently manifest in that situation. What do you think is going to happen now that we just recreated the forest? We recreated the jungle. Yeah. And then we all kind of are in collective therapy about the jungle that we're in. And that starts with group dynamics. And it has to start with family dynamics. Unfortunately, everyone's like, shit, fuck. Everyone, the largest proportion of people on Earth with influence, just all collectively decided to run an experiment where they all collectively run as far away as they can from their ancestors, and then they've been chased by their ancestors. In some ways, bad ways, maybe in the way, allegedly, possibly, perhaps, in the way of Erin Patterson, in her subconscious activation of tribal and clan-based warfare that enacted itself all across the fucking world just recently. I think she was just put in prison for a distinguished amount of time. So this is perhaps something that's going on, perhaps something that we should look into. It's a way of reverse engineering peace. If we can imagine peace, and then we imagine it's the most difficult job in the world, and then we begin to do that most difficult job in the world, we can go, righto, peace would be difficult. Where would we start? I think the hardest thing in the world would be to start with group dynamics, especially family dynamics, because that's where they are. You can avoid them. That's really what's going on. We have 1 million people avoiding historical family tensions and group dynamics, and like preferring to jump into like what's called a mob or a gang or a because that's normal, right? So the minute we get to the point where we go, that's normal, you're all in gangs again. Oh, you're all in gangs. Look at you all. What are all your gang names? And these, I'm not talking about like gangs. I'm talking about like bigger gangs. And then I'm gently reminding them all that the internet exists. It's like, we can see this. We can see this and we can talk between each other. You hate it. I know that you hate it because, of course, they hate it. Imagine every gang on Earth has just been like, do you mean he's been talking to him the whole time in my back fucking line and I was about to charge on that fucking front? You can't do it. It doesn't work. And then everyone notices if you turn it, hang on, someone's turning the fucking internet off. I can't talk to Jimmy over there. Well, that fucks everything up. People get these like, I don't know, these defense things. And then we're inevitably just going to all keep collectively going to kill the fucking intruder, which is the fucking computers. And we're like balancing on that constantly. We're like, because it's being a bit of a cunt. Think about it. Would you have allowed anyone else to operate in the way that computers have operated in our lives? Now you have to remember, take away this. I could be not doing this on a computer. I could be talking. You could be sitting down on the couch in front of me. It'd be the same. I don't know. That would look like this, which is weird. See, all the angles change. And nobody ever does fucking like self-deprecating angles, unfortunately. Even me. Even me. I wonder if I should sit down. I don't know. Yeah, nobody does it because that's like a really hot, that's like a level of looking thing. And so if you as a man start appearing female and you want to be celebrated for that, you're missing the point. It has to be like, it's a level of submission. It's like, I'm submitting. I'm in an uncomfortable stance. I'm on an unsteady ground. Because think about that. That's like think of an ultimate battle, which is what all of this is. It's all like dramatized. It's dramatized recreations of like ultimate. So if you think of like two kings fighting on a fucking hill, whoa, like that. I almost fucking fell up the steps, and I'm like, notice my leg's not activating properly. So it is a skill that you relearn because it's drama. We're like, no, you'll never get me. And that's how we communicate with the people that do have the power. And then we have to remember that we respect those people. Say Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't need to be mocked and mimicked and fucking, you know what I mean? It is not the time or the place for any of this. And this is kind of the problem to do with distribution. So these people in the past have been able to enact this onto their enemies in order to play psychological warfare, which actually was the majority of war. And so they would assemble their people to do the same. But it's a loss. You can't win that game when we're talking about group dynamics, individual group dynamics. It doesn't work because we've only seen contrived representations of these things. It's like, when you think about Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin actually having a discussion, what you should see is like a lot of this. It's like, no, I'm going back, no. And there should be comfort, not contrived performance. And see, this is we're getting to the culmination where they're inevitably going to get to contrived performance, but we need to get them before we get there. Like, you can't do contrived performance. It's not going to work because all our problems start in family dynamics and group dynamics. And so you're setting a poor example, and then you're going to display tyranny, which is going to display tyranny in your people because they're going to imitate you. Then it's going to cycle back on itself and fucking get you in the end. Remember, peace is the hardest thing to do. War is the easiest. That's why we do it. And then think about that again. That's that fucking thing. It's like, why is war what all the time? Because it's the easiest possible thing to do. It's to start a war. Hang on, no, it's really hard. It's expensive. It's a soul-driven thing. We're going to war. This elevates us to this crazy level. Now, the problem is, you can't be naive to this either. Because of this, you have to prepare for the fact that you may be going to war, at least in some way, and then create a persona that would make sense during a war. Do you know what I mean? And that's immediately going to divide everyone. So this could be a war for peace, weirdly. And there we go. Just become the biggest hippie that's ever existed. While trying to not be a hippie, I found the place where the largest hippie resides, and it's inside my head. A war for peace. Yeah, fucking hell. Fuck. The hardest thing ever. Like, it's pretty much like settings. Look at that. See, this is a position I'm dead comfortable in, but I would never stand in because I look ridiculous. I feel ridiculous. I'm like a chicken. But other people do it effortlessly, and I'm like, oh, look at him standing like a chicken. Wish I could do that. That's what people are like. They're not, mass super god fucking empire ruling fucking. They're morons. They're morons, all of them. And then they know it. They're laughing at this. They're like, I am a moron. He's finally got it right. Like, I'm like a portraitist drawing a portrait of this meeting in China and of Trump scraping the fucking war thing off and being like, they don't know. We've had a long time since war. You will have atrophy of your own muscles. Sorry, I'm just kind of tucking myself in so that I feel appropriate before I perhaps step up there. I think this is something that women are constantly doing, constantly aware of like what's showing. They're like, is my vagina sticking out? Men don't really do that. And that's kind of comfortable, I guess, unless it's not. But yeah, him scraping that thing up, this is artificial reality, but different than you thought. We're like, oh, we thought we were going into like video game world. It's like, nah, we're like designing the hardest video game ever, which is the real world. And we need to stop using really oversimplified narrative techniques in order to shift society towards killing each other. And it's hard to do. And it's uncomfortable because it's different. War is the easiest thing to do. So most of you are going to go like, oh, I'm just going to go to war. I'd rather just go. And I've been there. I'm there a lot. I'm like, let's just go to war. Come on, I'm fucking sick of this shit. Because I'm sick of this shit. And we have a problem where that's not getting translated. Hey, don't you think that you should translate to the kids that there's a war going on and that we shouldn't be fighting the war, and that the war isn't just beginning, that the war has been going for like a long time, and it's a really weird war, and it weirdly is resulting to me standing in high heels making a video, tucking myself in to make sure that my dick doesn't fall out while I step up some steps. What did you think it would be? That's like that envelope will be arriving in your letterbox this morning. Oh, what did you think the war was? I thought I was just planning on I don't know. I was planning on just doing some type of I was going to be on the front line running over fucking fences like that, or like sneaking around like on fucking all the video games I've been playing. You've been playing a lot of video games considering there's a war on, haven't you? Oh dear. It's always the same story. War is never what you expect it's going to be. And that's why everyone who expects it's going to be the same always loses every single war. And then they laugh in this one. They're like, holy shit. I was so close to just starting the largest fucking military thing. Like basically in code, they mean I was just about to like send a bazillion bits of metal flying around the world as fast as they can possibly fly. We should all now collectively be like, hang on a second. You're not fucking doing that. How fucking dare you do that? Settle down. There is this war going on, which is hard enough. You know what I mean? And you haven't even started. And it's going to get you. It'll get you. It'll get you one way. Because of course it will. Because they've already done it. They've already feminized everyone, and it's going to get fucking weird, yeah. I just kind of accepted it and found, my own inner feminine goddess, queen, super queen. I think I've been doing it for fucking ages. And it's all up to you which way you want to go. Because I'm easy. I'm easy either way. I'm like, whatever, fuck. Whichever comes, but I'll just keep doing this while I wait. I won't keep doing anything else. I'll suppose that perhaps there is a solution for warfare that doesn't involve flying bits of metal, except for this flying bit of metal that's flying in and out of your screen at like fucking Mach 5 doing fucking karate. That's right. Karate. I love that. It's my best. That's the best. That's the most Japanese you could ever get. How are you going to win World War III? Oh, we are going to win with our karate. They tried it. I don't know how you'd win a war with karate. It seems really gay to me to have a karate war. I'm not saying anything about the Japanese, just maybe they're really gay. But that's okay. It's one of those things, karate or, I don't know, deep civilizational, democratic, republican, libertarian, anarchist manifestation of audio-visual displays so that we all fucking learn that gardening is better than karate. We have forgot about the gardening. We forgot about that movie was basically about gardening and not about the karate. We are so very, and that's, I'm doing that in a Japanese accent. That's not Japanese. That should be, we're so sorry. We forgot about that whole karate thing was about gardening. We made it about fighting bullies, doing all these things, and we got all Elvised up with our karate, and we were doing them, and then we forgot that movie was about gardening and about cleaning cars. That's what it's about. Watch The Karate Kid again. It's about an annoying kid who keeps bothering a fucking Japanese man, like recovering from the war, and you know what I mean? And then in order to fucking make it work, he's like, just fucking paint my fence, you little dickhead. You know what I mean? And just maybe she wanted to be with him because you're an annoying fucking person that keeps fucking coming into my yard. That's what The Karate Kid's about. And if you haven't seen that movie, I suggest you watch it again. It's like, fuck. The karate thing doesn't work. You just got to garden and be American. Look, they were expecting me to fly. They were training me to fly a fucking plane into a fucking boat to fucking, glorify the Japanese Empire. I've made it all the way here. I've got a sick yellow car and a blue car. I'm pretty sure he has 2 cars and he gives the Karate Kid the yellow. It's nicks his car. No, he doesn't. No, he forms some type of bond with him and then he gives him a car. So he can go and pull this other guy's chick. These are the films that we were raised on. I don't know why. There's so many things in that. And we need to now look at them again and be like, yeah, The Karate Kid's about gardening. Of course it is. It's about gardening and recovering from the craziest war ever and dealing with suburban fucking culture appropriation taking place in your decimated empire. That one's for all the Jap fans out there. Did I just fucking transition from an anti-Japanese joke to all the way over to yonder to a fucking pro-Japanese joke in the course of one monologue? In the course of one fraction of 1% of one monologue? I think I did. Who knows what The Karate Kid's about? I think it's way funner to imagine all the interpretations and then retell them. And we'll probably have to do this with genius editors that are going to retell them in snappy little reels and things. And we've been doing pretty good in that. You just all thought that wasn't important, and so you made it about selling fucking supplements and things. Now it's really important, so you get to do it for free. You don't even have to sell anything. It's not like, why are you doing that? Are you trying to make money? Nope. I'm saving the world. And then it's all over. Then TikTok. Then we just handball that to China. We're like, China, you rock. Bah! And then TikTok just takes over and fixes everything. And we're like, China, you fucking legends. We don't care what they said about you. You're actually all right. You're a bit of all right. Look at all these phones you've given everyone. Right, first, identify the problem. Said cause problem, cause not from device itself, yet from underlying societal conditions present before presentation of said device, then on see rapid progression to adaptation to said device with independent, harmonious reintegration with pre-existing culture in state of duress and despair, hence Miyagi gardening. So the moral to that story seems to be that painting fences is really fun. You should do it for basically nothing, and maybe learn some karate. Fucking, I don't know. I don't know what the fucking answer is. Yeah, obviously. Neither do all of you. But you could start just saying what you think it is. Hey, what do you think it is? Do you know whose perspective I could really hear on this? Is you. In depth. Now, what is it? What is your perspective? Now, I've just realised doing this, because remember, this is an acting lesson for me. I'm just filming it so that you can all benefit from it. I realised I'm looking too much at the screen because I don't have a mirror. I had to change environments of where I practice, which is stressful. But it was all right because I have to do all these things and I forget every day. I don't know whether it's like a memento situation where I forget every day because of brain damage. I hope not. I don't think it is. I think it's just a comfort level thing to do with the world because I'm autistic or something like that, probably. You're all just really mean to autistic people. If this was a Hollywood movie and I was 10, it'd be like this, there'd be a soundtrack come on, it'd be like, and everyone would be like, oh, I love it when it's spoon-fed to me, like in The Karate Kid. But the problem is, when it's spoon-fed to you, perhaps it's being spoon-fed in 6 different ways to 6 different people, and you can only see one particular spoonful. I'd say for a while now, that's kind of been the consensus with broadcasted, ultimate industrial scale propaganda. So that's good. Then the internet fucked that up. So then there's been this balance, and I think that industrial propaganda just actually responded by just becoming nonsensical. We're all space people, we're all together. It's this whatever. There's no nationality. There's no anything. I think we're going to get if you brought out a Captain America movie right now, I think it'd be weird. And so they still exist. And we're just going to be in this. We're going to be in hyper analysis of all of these things for fucking ages. Because these are all if you can't get to this, then you can't do any of it because you won't be able to gather everyone in the same place. Then if you do gather people in the same place, it'll be like a race to be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this, bud? Just chill out. We don't want to have to it's all going to be talking shit. So then the really hard thing to do is to make the talking shit back into fucking harmonious fucking, interplay between cultures. And that's where we are. That's actually peace. So he does deserve the Nobel Peace Prize because he declared war on the world. At the exact right time, in the exact right place, he even got the thing off and he scraped it off. And in the process of doing that, he activated this immediate thing where we go, whoa, righto, then what do we do? Right, we've got to sort out that argument with that guy and that guy and that guy, that guy and that guy, and me fucking mum and me brother and me fucking cousin and all the shit. Now I've already done it. Because I'm a good boy. I did all my homework. I did it. I've been doing it the whole time, and none of you have been doing it. So you can all enjoy doing all that work. Because we've just had a big shit show. And all the things, the phones and the devices and things, you're all going to have a good time sorting all that shit out. And I'm going to continue doing whatever it is that I do in particular. My son described it as side quests. He said that I'm the master of side quests. And I would agree. I'd be like, that's a very good way to say that. I am like a master of side quests. I have been side questing my way across the USA. So yeah. A lot of homework there. There's the Karate Kid. There's fucking, 100 years of international relations. None of it's going to involve you jumping over a fence And it's all going to involve just really monotonous, boring work for peace that you can turn into the funnest thing ever if you're very skilled. If you're not skilled, you'll fall into some type of fucking alcoholism or fucking gambling addiction or something weird like that. So you have to master this skill, like Miyagi said. I think that's important as well. And then there's like, right, if you don't fucking try, you're going to fall in one of these things. It's going to be shit. That's what it's like. Yeah, but it's like dealable. We can kind of deal with it. It's like predictably shit. We hate it. We're like, fuck, we hate that you're all fucking alcoholics and gambling addicts. But it's like a predictable pattern for you to be like given care if you're not going to manifest something else, which would be something positive, which would start in group dynamics. And it should be just small group dynamics. And that's really hard. No one's going to want to do it. So immediately, I think if you actually put your hand up and go, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this for the world, then you're going to be shot off in some direction that's going to be shit. This is the job for the teenagers. The teenagers now are going to be very disruptive to certain things. I think basically like anything in a city, they're just going to disrupt. But there should be caveats. Do not disrupt anyone selling food. Anyone. Do not disrupt anyone providing entertainment. Do not disrupt anyone that is in the process of, making sure money is distributed evenly and fair, like around, not evenly, just around, like responsibly and transparently, so that it's secure, so that no one's being robbed and all these things. Make sure the people that fucking make sure that, people aren't fucking smashing a bottle of vodka and then hooning around the streets. Make sure those people, you don't disrupt them. You can disrupt anything that's completely fucking fickle and vile and droll in this country. I just used the word droll. I don't think it was appropriate, but I used it to show off. So this would be gambling, tobacco distribution. This would be alcohol distribution. So pubs, clubs, bottle shops, pornography you can disrupt. You can disrupt illegal drug dealers, equally all as apparent and existing in our culture. But you're not. You're disrupting all the people that do all the things that make sure that we have a country. And that looks more like sabotage than it does disruption. Why is it? Well, because there is a large disparity between who's allowed to do business and who isn't. And then we're forgetting that there is a huge portion of people who decide in this country to do business illegally. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, shit, everyone does everything fucking illegally. And they're the ones disrupting the other people. So that is a war. That's not a fucking disruption. Because if you were disrupting those other people, you'd be called vigilantes. Wouldn't you? Isn't that a weird focus in on our legal system? So if you disrupt the thing, you're, for any reason, for a terrorist organization, you are disrupting as a protester, as a healthy protester. But if you disrupt illegal activity in this country, then you are a vigilante, and that is a lot of times against the law. Isn't that weird? Isn't that a weird fucking concept? Isn't that just an emergence of like a second-tier democracy? Oh, that is an emergence of a second-tier democracy. Oh, fuck. Well, we're obviously going to have to sort out that before we sort out anything international. Because that's basically like, there is one zone of chaotic fucking black market like madness. Then there is another zone of like slightly less black market chaotic madness with the slight inclination towards transparency. And if you disrupt the one that's legitimate, you're called a protest. If you disrupt the one that's illegitimate, you get killed or buried or something like that. Isn't that fucking weird? Especially when it causes so much fucking trouble. But there are multiple systems of this black market because, unfortunately, the system that's not good is just, or that is supposedly good, is also not good. And right now is especially not good. And some would argue it's more not good than the underworld element. But the underworld element is like a hodgepodge of everyone. And right now they're concentrating under one concept, which is a Palestinian flag. That's too odd as a manifestation to process in the way. People are just confused. And so they're just siding with one or the other. And this is probably the concept, or like the intended concept from the beginning, because it is such an arbitrary, like silly thing to do. So we've focused in, basically, it's like there is a discussion between Muslims and Jews in the Middle East, and they both have a flag, and we're all watching it in a giant coliseum. And it's very, very concerning, especially when all the problems in the world revolve around group-to-group dynamics and family dynamics, even subconscious activation of unconscious historic family tensions and things like that. Or like, yeah, that this is all very real. So at the moment we have like people trying to like harvest a certain thing, like they're trying to pick. They're like, oh, we need to pick all the left-wing flag pro like thing. That's demographics. And then my job is to be like, nah, there's 1,000 things going on there. Each one of those things on its individual merit should be judged. And so basically everyone's job to not end up in this is to go like, right, you have to like dig your heels in right now and be like, oh, I'm going to start sorting this out in my immediate thing. And then it's like, then you can put up a flag and say, hey, I'm just sorting everything out in this really complicated time and this complicated thing. And basically I'm getting help from people. I'm getting hindered. It's kind of working slightly. It's slowly coming together, but it's very complicated. And it's been very traumatic because there's a lot of like negative things that have happened. And all of you will have some of these things. And you have to get, it's like a full-on thing to get into it. Or you can just be a fucking nonsense fucking person running around pretending that the world's all great. And there's a lot of people that are going to try and sell you that. And they're not getting a lot of disruption. That's a bit fishy, isn't it? So the people celebrating, everything's all right. Look, nothing's going wrong. Nothing's going wrong. Nothing's going wrong. And the people disrupting the other thing are all going on. So there's a lot of things going wrong, and then they're partying as well. And this is like, let's just follow these people. That's all we need to do. All right. So you all go and disrupt all this thing here, and then you go off here and take drugs and party. Well, that's fucking weird, isn't it? That's fucking weird. We were having a party. You crashed it, stole people and killed them. Then we started pushing back and fighting back, and then you now around the world are having a 24/7 illegal party and then protests. Oh, it's the illegal party and then protest brigade. Oh. And what are they? It's like they're poor. They want you to think of like starving children in Africa. That's not what this is. This is the starving people party and protest. Power performance. I don't know. When we look at it on the macro, on the whole thing, we're like, I really don't I'm not feeling this. Like, there's people on Bondi Beach with little boats. Hang on a second. This is fucking weird. You're having some type of weird, like, tribal war display on our beach. Get fucked. Like, fuck off. No fucking way in hell that you're doing that. Especially, have you all had a chat to each other? Oh, we cannot because we will kill him. It's like, well, you're both under arrest. You can't just fucking... I got put in jail for like saying, you'll be sorry to fucking my children's stepdad who was drinking, being a fucking complete moron. Why are you having tribal battles on our fucking beach? Did you even swim? I don't even fucking know. Are you trying this? Are you giving this a go? Are you giving peace a chance? That's what we're about. Go listen to the Beatles. They're like, what is the Beatles? All I listen to is... It's like, why are we constantly in war? Maybe because you're always listening to this. If I was listening to that all day, I'd be fucking pissed off. I'd be like, fucking, I'm going to really go and tell that neighbour off for fucking, I don't know. I don't even fucking care. Something that you tell a neighbour off for. I can't even imagine. I think it's like, all right. Every new Muslim that lands in Australia, we're going to put them smack bang in the middle of a fucking normal suburb, right? None of this ghetto shit. And you've got to go all out. You've got to live all out the Muslim super life. You've just landed here. You're a Muslim. You have to embrace your culture because that is what all the Muslims are saying that they do. So you've got to play the fucking music really fucking loud and then go and pray outside. Just do all the things. Do all the gongs. Like, take it on board. This is me. I'm here. We're here. We're Muslim. We're going to live just like Muslims. Everywhere. Like a big fucking Muslim army. Because you just love getting in big Muslim armies, don't you, you cunts? We're a big Muslim army. We're partying. We're protesting. We're going to the beach. We're sending everyone to Gaza to be fucking human sacrifices in our perpetual fucking protest party. Black market fucking cigarette, fucking vape, everything party. And we're getting all this of just one thing, which is called sympathy for the person that isn't going into the middle of suburbia and living his best Muslim life out and just fucking living at large. Because you know that as soon as that guy does that, he's going to turn into one of us. And he's going to be like, oh my God, what have I been? I was listening to that from birth. From there, do you know how easy it is to be like, okay, now we go and kill everyone? You're like, yeah. You don't even know that you fucking heard it. You're just like, yep. I really loved our dance party. Tomorrow we're going to go and kill everyone. Did you hear it? Yes, I heard it. I know how to do it. I lived there for thousands of years. Unlike you, who just pretend to live there and get it all wrong. It didn't go... It didn't go like that. It went... Hey, oh, we're going to... It went like that. Everybody remembers it went like that. It never went all that thing. You got the tempo wrong. I think you found those stone engravings and you just cranked it, the speed. What speed do we play it at? Play it at 3,000 RPM. Those cunts would have been spinning it so quick. They would have been spinning it so quick, at least 3,000 RPM to get the fucking tempo. And then what happens when you do that? It goes... Probably. And it's like, no, man, no. Sometimes you don't even need the tempo. It's just chill. Just chill out. If you didn't pray today, you can pray tomorrow. It's going to be fine. It's going to be just fine. That's what everyone forgets. That it's going to be just fine if you pray tomorrow protest tomorrow. Go for a protest. Hey, you're not going to do it today. Oh, fucking right. Go for one tomorrow then. You know, tomorrow's just as good. You could protest today, or perhaps you could protest tomorrow. And I don't go for partying much anymore. Seems a bit nonsense to me with all the things going on in the world at the moment. Seems a bit irresponsible and selfish to go partying. You know, whatever type of partying you be doing. Seems like we all should fucking chip in. You know, we should all do our bit. We should all be fucking superheroes and we should just try and figure out what's going on in the world. And as soon as we start to figure out what's going on in the world, well, then the world might perhaps start to get a little bit better. And when the world gets a little bit better, we'll all be able to slow the record down over there. And they'll stop going, they're all going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, you got us just right. Oh, we're so sorry. We're so sorry. Fuck. We will try slowing the music down. We will see how it goes. And the coolest thing is we get to watch Mecca while they slow the music down. Right, let's go. Let's go. We're going to slow Mecca down right now. Mecca is getting slowed down. Ready? We're going to count it down. 3, 2, 1. And slow Mecca. Yeah, look at it. It's just fucking crawling along. There isn't even a squirm. Watch as they all now harmoniously manifest to the tunes coming at ya at a new decreased speed. Oh my God. Oh my God, the box just hovered. Did you see that? That big black thing that they walk around just hovered. I don't know whether I saw that, but I think I did. What a great day. From downtown Mecca, not Meta. From downtown Mecca coverage coming at you 24/7. We've slowed the music down and look at them all go. They're just chilling out. They've realized that they've been disrupting us for 5 years by protesting and partying and doing illegal black market activity. And we've seen that they've all seen the error of their ways and they're going to agree to, in fact, turn the fucking music down. Oh, and slow it down as well. Whoa. Oh, my God. What a day to remember now. It started with Mr. Miyagi and it ended at Mecca. And that's the life of a RAF fighter pilot in 2025. Yes, you thought we'd be flying big bits of metal as fast as we possibly can and hurtling nuclear missiles at the entire world's arsenal right now. But in fact, we are telling weird jokes in high heels and walking up and down steps and making weird references to movies that none of us have thought about in a while. It's cutting-edge warfare. It's not for the faint-hearted. But in times of distress, there is always one place you can look, and that is the RAF. And as long as the RAF is there, then the skies are safe, and the people of Britain and of the Commonwealth and of the British Empire in general, really, are all going to sleep soundly, as they know that all it takes is a vision and constant dedication towards that vision to achieve ultimate goals. If we can all focus that ultimate goal at this moment of peace and unity and harmony amongst all people, then perhaps we can all meet there in the not too distant future. Thank you for watching.